specifically
I don't
asked you.
remember speaking to you. I'm sorry, literally we tabled all day, every day across campus, so I apologize that I don't remember speaking to you. I would have been we were promoting ourselves the whole time.
Yes,
So,
you let him finish his cross-examination and you will get a chance.
So, you didn't make any of the statements that you allegedly made. Or rest my case.
I would like to, I don't wanna cross-examine, all I'm just saying is to the court that we had literally earlier today in the hearing, someone else who wrote a statement saying that Pulse was gonna increase student fees. We dismissed that case. We have another statement from a student who I haven't seen since high school, and she has no relationship to me, she has no relationship to anyone in the Pulse, and there was no reason why we have a student here making a statement of something you said without, you can't necessarily, you're sitting here denying something of a student that said they heard it. So I know we all talk to thousands of people, I talk to thousands of people, but I don't see one statement in the room saying Pulse said value is going to increase student fees, or value candidate so-and-so was impeached, or value candidate so-and-so.
Objection, Your Honor, on this line of argument right now. Value didn't file a complaint on this election.
That's not our business.
Therefore, there wouldn't be any statements in the room because Value was able to
That's what I'm
accept its
saying.
loss and walk away.
I think both sides are in agreement. Ms. Chalker, please continue with your statement.
My statement is, I wanna give this to Ms. Foster to finish the statement off, but I am saying that at the end of the day, whether an individual remembers this, or whether someone's just trying to deny what they said at the fact because they're trying to win an election, that doesn't mean nothing. When you have a statement, you have the evidence, you have a statement in court, and for Cheat identifying Abby as Abby, and I think that's really hard to argue, and the statement is slanderous 100%, I was never impeached, and there's records showing that, and again, we can do this over and over again.
Ms. Foster, you have the floor. You're welcome to cross-examine Ms. Berman if you wish.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to say that when I first of all, it took me a long time to be persuaded to come here because I don't have any investment in this at all. I talked to both of your parties, and now I'm upset. I'm upset because I talked to you, and right now you're blatantly lying. And you know what? Why the hell would I write this? Sorry, excuse my language. Why would I write this? Why would I write this? Why would I drive here, be frustrated with traffic, and come here to talk unless you had actually told me those things? Because when you told me those things, and I was like, oh, that's really interesting. I thought really poorly of Isra. I hardly even knew her. And I was a little bit upset and also questioning what had happened. And here, I didn't even know what the financial stuff was. But right now, you're looking at me just completely smugly, and you're denying everything that you had said.
Just keep to your statement, nothing personal on what she said.
Okay. I mean, those are things that you said to me specifically when we were in the rec center. And now you're denying all of it.
Ms. Berman, if you would respond.
I am simply stating a fact. I know that I wouldn't have said those things. I don't have grounds to say things like that. And I was campaigning very hard to promote myself. I had no other intentions when going through with the campaign.
Are you currently the president?
For the School of Arts and Sciences.
Okay.
Yes.
Because that was one of the things that you told me.
Probably told that to everybody that I spoke to.
Well, and can I just make a statement that if she can't remember talking to her, how can she remember what she said?
Because I know the whole week the things that I was promoting and the things that I was promoting.
Ms. Berman's already stated that as a policy, she did not say anything about the Pulse ticket during her campaigning.
Ms. Berman, have you ever, other than the candidates meeting, have you ever met Ms. Chalker before?
I believe I met you over the summer at a rec council meeting that you attended by mistake.
Okay, the way you talked about her made me think that you knew her because I mentioned Isra Chakra and you said, oh, yeah, I know about her. And you told me that she was impeached and that she didn't have very good financial policies. And then you mentioned that you're we're very very financially responsible, and I personally wouldn't vote for anybody who had been impeached. And then you were, but that's just me personally. And that's when you started talking about that, and I was like, really? Anyway.
Okay, I'm sorry you've had this, as election administrator, I'm sorry, Ms. Foster, that you've had this experience. Would anyone else case is settled. I will issue a written opinion to everyone on Monday morning, because clearly there is very two interesting sides on this issue, and it will require a lot of research by me to what was said, and determine who to rule in favor of. So, Ms. Foster, I will gladly send to you, and this court thanks you for your time. Yes, you're free. I'm sorry. On that case, is that Brittany?
This is
Tiffany. Okay, so we will move on to FA03.
Thank you, sorry.
Ms. Sitting Bear, I'm very glad you were able to make it today. Okay, the case is plaintiff Ms. Tiffany Sitting Bear versus defendant Mr. Austin Hernandez on the charges of, I will actually make clear that harassment and discrimination is listed on here, but harassment's not in the election code, so I only can litigate against the discrimination part. So we will go ahead and start that. Ms. Sitting Bear, you have the floor, and Ms. Chalker as well. So you state your case.
Okay. Well, I was tabling at Sewell Hall, promoting the Pulse, and I was talking to a girl, I don't know who she was. I was telling her what the Pulse was because I was trying to get her to vote. And then these two value guys came up. It was those guys, Nicholas and Austin.
1 second, can you point out the two people on the floor, Ms. Chalker, please?
That guy,
Okay,
and then that one.
okay, let the record state that she has identified Mr. Calano and Mr. Austin, Mr. Hernandez.
And then they just like walked up to me and put their laptop on the table and told me I had to leave, that they had the table. And I'm only a volunteer, you know, and I didn't know anything. It was the first time I'd ever tabled by myself. And I just felt like they didn't have to be so rude about it by just straight up telling me to leave. And then I didn't know what to say, and I said, well, Iz said that I could be here because she assured me that it was okay, I was there. And they were just like, well, no, you have to leave right now because I'm gonna, what's his name?
Election Commissioner.
No, yours.
Austin.
Austin. Okay, Austin was, the main one who told me to leave, and he was like, well, I'm gonna call my election commissioner. And I said, well, can I call Iz first, because she said that I could be here, and they didn't really say anything, I just called her anyways. And, I called her and I just told her that there are these two guys who told me to leave, I didn't know what to do, should I leave, I thought I could be there. And she told me to stay there and ignore them, because she assured me that it was okay for us to be there. Yes, and then, I handed the phone to Austin and let them talk, I don't know what they said, but he
I
handed
remember the conversation. He told me to check the tabling schedules, and on the schedule I had was on that
And
table.
also, what is
And then you
I'll
called
talk
me
about-
right after that.
Well, and
So-
I'll also talk about what I had conversations with Austin specifically myself. I'll
Okay.
let you give your phone.
So your floor is yours still.
And then he handed me the phone back, and so I just listened to her, and I tried to say to them like, well, you have to leave, and they pointed to the laptop and said, this is a table of what ticket has what places, and he pointed to value and Sewell and said, well, we have it here. And like I said, it was volunteer, I did not know there was a table, so I didn't say anything, and then he said he was gonna call the election commissioner. And he called him, and I just sat there, and while I was sitting there and he was calling him, this guy,
Nicholas.
he just made me feel really uncomfortable, because the whole time that Austin was talking to me, he was just kind of like standing there, like looking at me, and I didn't really like it. And so Austin called his commissioner, and
It's everyone's commissioner.
Just him.
I don't, yeah. I
Oh.
work for everyone.
okay, and I talked to him, and he was really polite about it. He said that it was okay, I should leave because they did have the plays, and that it'd be best for me if I just like packed up my stuff and left. You know, it was really